Do you know that we owe Ukrainians reparations for building and defending this nation? Oh, my bad. I meant to say Black Americans. Notice how there was not one study, not one hearing needed before sending billions of dollars to Ukrainians nor any other group. Yet, when the topic of reparations for descendants of American slaves is mentioned, we get told a motley of excuses. And I know some of you want to blame the Republicans, but it is for the Democrats that Black Americans vote 85 to 95%. And the Democrats have been complicit in their neglect of Black Americans as well. Maybe it's time we elect politicians that are actually going to fight for us. Maybe it's time we do something different, something better. Join me in getting us not just better, but the best. Join me in this fight. Thank you.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly, a Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. And living the true gods, giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
All right, welcome once again to the beatzillapdx official show. I am your host, beatzillapdx officially. And this, of course, is the weekly wrap-up. And you already know how we do. If y'all coming in right now, please like and share. Make sure you get this broadcasted on your social media. Put it on your Twitter. Tweet this one out because people don't want to miss it because we have a very special guest today, of course. Once again, we have Dr. Randy Short, and we'll be bringing him up shortly. But first, I wanted to go ahead and get some things out of the way. And let's shout everybody out in the chat. Shout out to the new members of the channel. Deneen Soul. Yes, indeed. I think I might have seen somebody else too. I have to do. I'm gonna get. We're gonna do a members only live. So that, and I don't have many members, but we are gonna get down to that one too. So let's see who we got in the chat. One Who Cares in the house. Welcome. Lawrence Lilly in the house. Welcome. Key Prince, one of our members in the house. Judah Queen, member and moderator in the house. Tia to you. Welcome. Blaze in the house. Welcome. Oh, okay. Blaze. Okay, I got you. For past behavior, this is only okay. Got you. Let's see. I say Key Prince, one of our good members. Ren 11B Airborne. Welcome. Dark skinned brother in the house, one of our other members and moderators. Miss Phoenix 99 in the house. Welcome. And Rhonda Smith. Welcome. And EJ, what is going on? So real quick, I'm going to play this little quick clip and then we are going to bring up our good Dr. Randy Short. So this happened real quick because we always got to let you know what time it is over here with these Democrats because these people are do-nothings and we see a whole bunch of showmanship and Jubilee plantation dancing and acting out, carrying on, going on. So, but at the same time, when it's time to be serious, this is what people get.
When President Obama and I created the DACA program, we knew it would transform lives, and it has, bringing stability and possibility to hundreds of thousands of young people known as dreamers, brought to America's children. This country is the only home they've ever known. They're our friends, they're our co-workers. They study, they work hard, they start businesses. Many have served in our military, and many were essential workers in the front lines of the pandemic. They're American in every way except on paper. It's past time for Congress to give dreamers a pathway to citizenship. And while we work toward that goal alongside dreamers, advocates, members of Congress, we need to give dreamers the opportunities and support they deserve. So today, my administration is announcing our plan to expand health coverage for DACA recipients by allowing them to enroll in the plan through the Affordable Care Act or through Medicaid. Healthcare should be a right, not a privilege. My administration has worked hard to expand healthcare, and today, more Americans have health insurance than ever. Today's announcement is about giving DACA recipients the same opportunity. And we'll continue to do what we can to protect dreamers and push Congress to give them and their families a pathway to citizenship, and ultimately, peace of mind they all deserve.
So among one of the many things that we have to get our people to understand, we have to reject. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get ready to bring up Dr. Short. Dr. Short looks like he's about ready. All right. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Randy Short. Yes, indeed. In the building. Welcome, brother.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for coming back once again.
Yes, we got to reach 1,000 this time.
Yes,
so I hope
indeed.
everybody is sharing this space.
Yes.
Put this out. Everybody can play a role in advancing the mission of this space. Everybody should send this to 50 people. Our brother here needs to have per video a minimum of 1,000 views. All of you can help by circulating. I know I have, because I didn't want it to stall at 300. So, and there's resistance to this channel. Normally by now, I put it out enough times, you would have hit 2,000-3,000, and it's still under 1,000. And it may have had 1,000 views, but they don't want you to have the satisfaction of seeing 1,000 views. So everybody out here can help shatter the racist algorithm on this channel and other channels. I'll say this: white folk don't have to be asked to help white folk that are standing up for white people.
Facts.
Black people seem to somehow think those that stand up should just take care of all of that themselves. It is an asinine, stupid, barbaric, and let me just get that, dumb fuck way to go through life thinking that people who are speaking up into the issues, that they're in it by themselves. It's a lot easier to mind your own business. Just walk by the lynching or the police beating or the massacre and just take care of you. However, thinking like that and acting like that as a collective has us jacked up where we are. And we're not guaranteed another 50 years to be as stupid as we are right now.
Facts.
And collectively, we are stupid. If you don't like my point of view, please don't follow me. In fact, the reason you're mad is because being ignorant in our community seems to be cool and vogue, and society wants to dumb everybody down, and they want to dumb you down so they can keep you as a slave. So if you're equally ignorant or unwilling to do or try or to do something, you are, as Kanye West said, you are being a slave by choice. So for everybody that wants to be free, send this out. Send it out for the next couple of days. It's Friday.
Yes,
Folks are going to be confused and foolish on today and tomorrow. And after they've gotten high, they'll throw some breath mints in their mouth to cover the weed and the booze. And maybe they'll go to church, assuming they got some good beats in there. You know, they've got some good house music in church. And if you conduct the offering, there's no cover charge. Anyway, go ahead, brother. I'm sorry. I just had to put that in for you, right?
Yes, indeed. Oh, you know, that's funny. With
Yeah,
the church
get
thing,
diarrhea when the offertory starts. Ooh, I gotta run it. You know.
Yes, indeed. that is the time of the service where you might see right before that people start taking their bathroom breaks, especially in some of the organizational churches. You know, they got them quotas to fill. So
and they have a lot of different offerings. The only good thing I can say is they don't have as many sermons as offerings. They had a bunch of sermons, as many sermons as offerings. Those places would have been emptied out a long time ago. Especially at the AME churches, where a lot of the preachers can't preach, but they've got friends, and so their buddies, their frat buddies, get them a church. And I mean, between the bad food giving people diabetes and cholesterol and cardiovascular problems, that bad word, the boredom is like killing people in church.
Right.
In fact, can you imagine you go through all that shit to get to church, and then you got the boringest ass fuck? I'm telling you, fentanyl is more exciting than half the people up in there speaking on Sunday. And I'm not even into drugs, but I can understand why people would rather get high than go to church.
That, you know,
especially if somebody's stupid. You know, and I can see why a lot of people backslide. You know, you start missing Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, or for that matter, you even miss Lizzo. In fact, she'd make a nice bare rug if you emptied her out. Okay,
Lord.
go ahead, bro.
Lord. So let me ask you this. With like you said, a lot of our people are, you know, we are clearly lacking for knowledge. So we are perishing at high rates. But, you know, in some regards, some may say that's a good thing to thin out the numbers. With that being said, what do you see out of the old church generation that has still been able to affect the young, this new church, well, would be church generation, but they're morphing more into young politicians now? What kind of, I guess, grooming process would you say that is?
Grooming, other
I
than
mean,
for better.
as far as politic, moving them
Well, no,
into,
that's how you get in.
yes,
So
indeed.
if anything that the churches are grooming, go along to get along,
Mm.
caboseers, or slave selling, slave dealing type leaders
Hmm.
that are just like the Al Sharptons. You don't see any real difference. So in
Right.
reality, the church is suiciding itself and suiciding the young. And with the
Mm.
shots that they pushed, they killed the old niggas that were bankrolling the thing. I wonder how they're gonna keep their doors open. So I
Ooh.
don't see what they're doing. Frankly, I always say to people, I wish I could be dictator of Black America. I would probably shutter half of the churches would be closed. Not because I'm against God, but I'm against bullshit.
Right, right,
A
right.
lot of the ministers, I mean, I'm serious. I would reopen McDonald's and Burger Kings and make them do some real work dealing with people. Put them in a
Mm.
real bad neighborhood, have them work at like a mom and a 7-Eleven. Can you imagine big, fat, greasy preachers that are entitled, that don't like helping anyone, having
Right.
to really do work to serve a difficult public?
Ooh.
It would be, I mean, that would be the greatest revenge, to make them do menial work
Right.
because they just have not served. So,
Mm.
with all honesty, we have too many churches, we have too many religious leaders, we have too many religious organizations, and that you have too much confusion, too many doctrines. There's just too much. There
No,
needs to be some fundamental basics.
absolutely.
You can get a church that's legit, that teaches that there's a man and a woman, and that's how God started. And then you can get a gay affirming church that teaches that there are hundreds of genders. You can get a
Right.
church that doesn't support abortion. And then you can get a Black Lives Matter church that has Planned Parenthood office in the basement to help you kill your babies. I
Ooh.
I don't know this. It's a morass of and a conundrum of bullshit. And I'm not saying what the actual Bible says, but it's what games niggas play. That's a great song. You got a beat.
Absolutely.
Let's do that. Games niggas play, and we could have a hit, man. We would be big. Come on, man. I can halfway sing. They-
No
They're
doubt.
not doing it. We don't create. We have a successorship problem in the Black community. So when you say
Big fact.
grooming, other than for gangs or for something deviant,
Hmm.
sexual,
Right.
selling dope or whatever, we
Right.
don't we don't create leaders. We
Right.
have a successorship problem. You have Negroes sit in a seat until they need a walker. They won't leave. They won't,
Or a
in
casket.
fact, that's the one thing about COVID. It's bumped off a whole bunch of old Negroes that
Yes,
never
indeed.
going to let anybody do anything because they were born first. We
Facts.
have this stupid psychotic pecking order that
Yes.
doesn't recognize that someone else is going to come along. I mean, with
Right.
Negroes dying every day, why do these little stupid Negroes that are ineffective thinking that they're immortal? Like there's some kind of Greek mythological god. In
You
fact, Greek
know,
because they don't want to be an African one. You're
that's
going
what
to
I wanted to
die.
ask
You're
you.
old, black,
That's
crusty, your teeth falling out. You're
yeah.
bald headed. You got a pack of hot dog fat on the back of your head.
Right.
Your woman's got a clinically I'm sorry, she has like a divergent butt where the behind sags. It's like a
Oh Lord.
banana. It hangs down because it's so old, or
Oh
it looks like
Lord.
applesauce where like the tendons are falling apart in the behind and they don't even have a
Oh
good girdle.
Lord.
You're old. I mean,
Yes,
I'm
indeed.
I'm almost 60. I'm gonna be an old Negro. I mean, got enough white hair and shit to be Santa Claus in the
Right. Right.
ghetto.
Right.
It's somebody's gotta come along after me.
Yes, sir. Let
We
me get
don't
to this
prepare
question.
for
Let
the
me get to this
future.
question.
We
Let me
don't
get to this
prepare for our
question real
future.
quick.
We
Let me
don't
get to
prepare
this
for our
question.
future.
let me and with
Go
that,
ahead.
because I want to segue into something. And I know you want to roll, but I want to get to these points. With what you just said, what do you see with the resistance from the church to empowerment over, like, in your history of just what you have been able to witness? What are some of the main reasons, besides the connection or the go along, get along? Is that just it? Or is there something deeper inside that just makes a Negro say, I'm going to try to sabotage other Black folks trying to get empowerment and do something for Black folks? What is that about?
Well, the Black church has been hijacked by the Boule and the Masons. And so you go in, I mean, all over the South, and basically, I guess almost a prerequisite to become a pastor, you have to either be a Mason, or you have to be a Q or a Kappa or an Alpha. So you have to literally have an allegiance to, and yes, I'm saying this, Greek letter Negroes, you guys pray to the deity of your fraternity, which makes you a polytheist. You can't be a Christian, so you're an apostate, you're a fraud, you are an abomination. And so we have abomination denominations. We have godless, wicked people who, if they were in Islam, it would be shirk or haram, the kind of people that they would execute or kill for serving another god while saying you represent the God they're in. This is the problem. We don't have, at least in the Christian, we don't have Christians running the churches. You've got neo-pagan coons, sodomites, pedophiles, people who like drinking, people in secret societies who have more allegiance to the people that they did some homoerotic stuff to cross over, the burning sands, whatever, than they do to the gospel, to the people in the pews. And that has been our problem as a people. We've got people who only can see their few friends or people like them, and they don't see anyone else. And yet they get power by saying, I'm for all of us, but they're only for a few. The same way white people say we're all Americans, but it doesn't include us. These kinds of people do the same stuff to the rest of us. And the same crooked, dirty, vicious, venal, degenerate, pathological leadership structure has the HBCUs, has Black businesses. We need to be purged of these coons. And I mean, I almost wish the vaccine was the answer for just everybody to disappear. If you won't change, you won't turn to God, you don't want anyone else. You're just there to block stuff. And other communities and other ethnic groups that want to survive, there comes a point when the rubber hits the road where people literally purge their own group. Many years ago, in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s, the Palestinian people forced their bushy Palestinians to come and meet before the community because they said, you guys keep selling us out. You're snitching, you overcharge us. If you guys don't support our ultimate liberation, we may not be able to get the Israelis, but we can destroy you. Understand, not everyone is going to do what is right. It's the same way there are bank robbers out there. The reason that they don't rob banks as often is because you have people with guns in banks. There are people who are shoplifters that would steal, but you have security. Black people don't have an army. Black people don't have a CIA or an FBI. Black people have nothing guarding our interests. We assume based on feelings or goodwill that it's going to happen, and that's dumb as shit. If you've got children, just because you're a good parent doesn't mean your kids aren't going to become Nino Brown and an American gangster. You may have to kick the shit out of that kid and risk getting picked up. Yeah, I beat my kid's ass, and I would beat yours too if I wasn't in handcuffs. This isn't going to come without some pain. I'm not advocating that pain be done by me. I don't want it. I wish we could just sit down and talk to one another and say, hey, this is the way it's got to
In a
be.
perfect
But,
world.
but we've got some hard-headed people that would only understand, by the way, they fear and respect white people because killer white cops, jails, beating. We show them more respect because white folk will hurt you if they think you're doing. In fact, you don't have to. They will just deal with you. There's no one that says we're going to have law and we're going to have a covenant amongst each other. And if you break it, we're going to bust your ass. Instead, you could be a pedophile like what's this guy? Africa Bambaataa. Why is he walking around free? And how many other hip hop people in New York and other places are baby rapists and so forth, and everyone's being quiet? You know, by now, had that been in white America, there would have been a rampage. Some white dude would have gone into some club and shot up a whole bunch of people, even if they died, say, this has to stop. We don't say to our criminals and our traitors, we're going to rip your ass. It may be hell being black in America, but you're going to get there first. We don't do that. And so as a result, Africa Bambaataa and KRS1 and all of this stuff that's gone on, and this guy molested people for years. They know he did it. And it's and that's what that brings us to a point. The reason that the church has failed more than anything else because it's led by degenerates, and the blind can't lead the blind anywhere. And a deviant can't lead anybody anywhere but to a whorehouse or to an alley or to a crack house or to a new addiction or to a glory hole. That we have degenerate, immoral people in charge of our community, and until they're removed, and when they get removed, you can't just put a person in that's righteous. They have to have the infrastructure. They have to have the means to make people do what they're supposed to do. People seem to not know the history of the civil rights movement, that there weren't just people marching around that were nonviolent. There were people with guns in the black community back then, although no one talks about it.
Right.
A lot of these boycotts, you didn't get on the bus in Montgomery because they would beat your ass. I mean, the community's trying to move forward and nobody can talk to you. It's the same way when those black men in Brooklyn a few years ago were boycotting an Asian store.
Yes.
And these black women shoved them aside. With all due respect, there should have been some women there to beat those women's asses. Those women's asses should have been kicked. They say what black men don't do, black men don't. The black men stand up, but then you just get betrayed. Do you realize that sent a message that we've got them? Those women's asses should have been kicked by women. No man did it, so you can't call it sexism or women. In fact, that's a big problem. Who runs the black church? Black women do. And black women are not governed by reason or logic. They're governed by emotions. And in fact, the whole thing of the church is manipulating the emotions of women for money, for sex, for power. And if you think about who are the most shallow people in politics in our community, who's doing the most damage in office, like Lori Lightfoot. I don't like male coons, faggotists, sellout simps. But if you look at who the Democrats and even the Republicans push these days are irrational, emotional, stupid, and oftentimes lesbian-type black women that hate black men and black children, and they hate black women. In fact, when these women get power, you never see. In fact, under a lot of these black women in unions and school systems, they presided over black females being driven out of the teaching jobs. With black women there with the power. These sisters are doing this. And the big problem, again, I'll come back, black men are stupid pussy worshipers. You should worship God. You should love and respect women. But frankly, you know,
well,
in fact, and worshiping pussy has another side. Look at the folks after Pearly White and the scamosphere. See how that goes. If you worship one pussy, you worship them all. That means you run after white pussy. And so for all the
Damn.
people who say, well, we got to do that. No, you don't. So we need right now, we're a bombed out, debauched group of people. I'm not saying all of us, but too many.
Way too many.
Way too many.
Way
And
too
it's
many.
and we're gonna have to make a decision about this. And I'm saying to you, they're going to make a new STD, I believe, the next, if they don't already have it. They already have a form of gonorrhea that can kill in 5 days, and the doctors can't even tell you what it is when you go in. And they'll just put that out there, and they'll let us follow all these nasty, filthy, degenerate, weaponized rappers and other people, and Lizzo and stupid ass Megan Thee Stallion slut, and those whore ass black folks will wipe themselves off. And maybe that's what we have to have, because you can't tell people stuff. I remember AIDS. I remember going to people and begging people, hey, man, don't. And folk caught attitude, then their asses are dead. Maybe we're going to have to lose a huge number of people. But you know what? That'll give us bigger reparations checks. It depends on how you look at it. I mean, so yeah, give me your reparations check.
Right.
You want to commit suicide? You don't want to be part. Just die.
Oh, Lord.
Be a white supremacist lemming. Since we can't reach you, we can't. You won't. Damn. Anyway, come on with the question.
No, so with that being said, we have looked at the well, I guess, understanding there's always a hand in the background in all of these different areas. And so with the recent group of
finger
with the group of the new wave of fake grassroots people that they're putting out there, we are watching them trying to credentialize these individuals. And for those of us over here in the grassroots and New Black Media, for these cats out in Nashville, we immediately smell something fishy and seeing something off.
Smell something shitty.
Yeah, for real. And see that was another thing. Is like, okay, we have brother Marcel Dixon. That brother has been very open and honest about where he stands, but that wasn't what he was promoting. He promotes black issues first. They asked those Sister Tesla asked those guys asked that one brother about their specific plan for black folks, and we heard tap dance, tap dance, tap dance, tap dance.
You mean crap dance?
Crap dance. Squishing. And so with that being said, what do you perceive about, like, it's almost like we have a wave of either gangster, youngster, degenerate mind state. I mean, because we have some real solid youngsters coming, or young folks coming up, but they're getting drowned out by all of this ratchetness over here. And then you got the boule grooming system over here. And it's like that is the two major images that they have been pushing as of late. Why would you think that would be what the powers that be want promoted onto black youth?
Well, why wouldn't they want that? So this is all designed. I mean, COINTELCOUNTERPRO never stopped. So that's like thinking if you found out you had syphilis, that it would go away if you didn't treat it. Well, I had a shank on my penis. I don't see it no more. I guess I'm all done. Right? That's stupid. It's stupid. You got to treat a problem. We haven't treated the problem.
Facts.
We haven't treated the problem. Look, the real thing for our folks, frankly, and I'm going to say this, and Tesla and all of them hear this, black people have to decouple from the Democratic Party.
Thank you.
I didn't say be a Republican, although I'm registered as a Republican, but black folks need their own political structures and organizations that are independent.
Facts.
And this could be done, if they can have a national Green Party, and they could get like 1 million or so. If Ratchet Shirley Chisholm could get a few million votes 50 some odd years ago, don't you think that we could get a few million votes? We are 50, 60,
Definitely.
70, 80 some odd million people. We can't do it. What has happened to Black people is that we've become basically an appendage of the Democratic Party. And a
Yes.
small fraction of Blacks are appendages of the Republican Party. So I call the Republicans and the Democoons. And neither thing is about Black issues.
At all.
Okay, the Republicans, I call them single issue niggers. Maybe abortion, school choice, family, traditional family, school prayer, Second Amendment. It's very, and the one good thing, immigration, or not immigration, illegal migration control. Now they're 100% on with that. And yes, Lord. I mean, I'm an anti-illegal migration advocate. I'm pro-guns. The range of things that I'm anti-baby killing. At the same time, we need a hell of a lot more. The baby's got to eat something once they get here. The mama's got to have something to give the baby. They need shelter, all of this. In reality, we have a party that offers nothing. It used to offer welfare. No, that welfare goes to Ukrainians and others. It doesn't come to us.
Right.
So they offer nothing, but it does give a few jobs to a handful of Negroes that we think give a damn about us, and they don't.
At all.
The Republican side, you can get something, but you know what? If the Republicans do try to do something for Black people, you won't hear about it. Or, like I was in Kansas City, Missouri, and they have a Black history museum or something like that for Kansas City, Missouri. And the director of the program's a Black woman, feminist, Democrat, who, I'm gonna say it, the bitch is an asshole, because the reason that they had their facility and their money and all of that came from Republicans seeking Black support. The Democrats, Black, white, none of them would help do anything for this in the Black community. The Republicans gave and funded, and yet this bitch hates Republicans 100%. I didn't say love Republicans, but damn it, you got your job in your institution because someone played politics right. How is it that you hate Booker T. Washington? And it's some Black bitch thing, and you got some bitch ass dudes too. And it's all emotional, that's all wrapped up. None of it is logical. And these are the kinds of people who get stuff. And it's all about their feelings. Your clitoris is for sex, it's not for thinking. Your penis is for reproduction, not for thinking, for the Black men. A lot of Negroes can't get past their feelings. Their nerving is nothing. Once it's a feeling, that's it.
Right.
They told you that shot, you're going to die. Nobody. I was in a cardiologist's office last year, March. And this high-level doctor, female cardiologist, was talking down to me, and you're anti-vax. And what reason do you have for not being vaccinated? And I says, ma'am, 1,291 significant side effects. Is that a good reason? She shut her damn mouth and got quiet. She knows that there are 1,291 side effects, 12 pages. And I'm stupid for having a concern about that.
Insane.
And I have a heart challenge. Why would I do anything that could mess? I mean, you're a cardiologist pushing something that could be bad for heart people.
Exactly.
Right? But her feelings, nothing more than feelings, trying to forget my feelings of love. Right? Coming
yes,
down.
sir.
Feelings, whoa, feelings. Oh, for
Yes,
all my life
sir.
I'll feel it. You'll never come again. Feelings. Everything is
Yes, sir.
feelings for Negroes, not facts,
Right.
not research,
Not at
not,
all.
and I came at that broad with the facts. She stopped bothering me. I said, but you're the doctor. I'm a dummy patient, but I took the time. I read about it. I studied it. I'm looking at the medical journals. I mean, I can't
Mhm.
read too. I got a
Right.
PhD hole.
Right. No, real
So,
talk.
so, but feelings, and it's all about, and that feelings for Black people. In fact, that's the thing I despise about
Mhm.
the church. No good nigger preachers and preachettes have everybody thinking, oh, frenzy, feeling, no
Mhm.
thinking. And if you're not jumping up and emotional, breaking the heels off your shoes, you're not having a spiritual relationship with God. And a lot of folks, I remember a woman used to come to my daddy's church. She would shout, I think she was a shake dancer, and she'd fall on the floor. And the men would have to pick up, and she'd basically have a dude's hand in her pussy. I mean, be making all the niggas horny and have them touch her titties and stuff. And she was turning all the niggas in the church out. And And thank God for my mom. My mom was watching this thing,
Yeah.
So one day she came to church and she fell in the middle of the floor and the titties boobing on the vinyl floor, and she's shaking. And my mother told him, "Don't touch her." And she laid on the floor, and the music stopped for about 5 minutes. And when she realized that her bullshit was discovered, she ran out the church crying. She never came back. But I know a lot of people, the fact that she's crying, she's emotional, this just all of this stuff is always a perpetual catharsis of
Hooey.
feeling and
Yes.
emotions and crying and jumping, and it's
Right.
totally feminine, and that's why a lot of dudes rather play basketball than go to church. In fact, it's a lot more logical for how you get a basketball into the hoop about 30 feet away than it is to jump up and scream because some boring pot-bellied liar gap tooth nigga preacher saying something, telling some personal story that's not true.
Oh man, that's that now the whole personal story thing. That I pulled over
Well,
into the gas station and I seen this one brother. His name was Jake. Yeah, that
you know,
always it got.
Jesus can taught you to the urinal. It's Jesus in the toilet with you. It's Jesus. It's Jesus when you're wiping your behind. It's Jesus that gave you the wipes. It's Jesus. I mean, and it's just, and I'm thinking, and it's Jesus telling me to get the fuck out of here. So back to this leadership that you've got
Yes,
in
sir.
Tennessee. George Soros, the little crooked uh, Jewish man that murdered fellow Jews or helped kill fellow Jews during the Holocaust, and you don't see Jews crying about that. But I can get in trouble for saying that he hurt Jews and he's Jewish. And get that. He
Mm,
destroyed people Jewish, and they're not saying much. And I can criticize him for being a Jewish person that destroyed Jewish people, and I'm the bigot for saying that that's wrong. To
right.
show you kind of stupidity in the land. But George Soros and these people have bought up Black Democrats. I was at a meeting a few years ago, and someone
There's
I
some
know from,
funders. There's some funders on the screen right there.
right,
Those are somebody funding a Pan Africanist group right now.
let me just tell you that there's a group called Open Society, and they went around giving money and meeting with Black people in 2016. They've literally bought out the churches. They've bought out Black community groups. They bought out everything. Whatever you think, for the most part,
Wow.
represents us got bought in 2016. That's why even when Trump was talking about a platinum plan to put $500 billion+ in the Black community, people didn't even respond to that. Biden offered
Right.
nothing.
Right. Right.
Trump offered something, even if he was lying. They should have
Right,
made
right.
the Democrats have a counter offer. But
Exactly.
because these nigger preachers and the frats and all these other people got paid off behind black people's backs,
Shameful.
this is what's happened. Black Lives
Shameful.
Matter. All these people are frauds. They're enemies of ours, and there's just nothing that I don't care how people see it. I don't give a damn. I'm telling the truth. Black Lives Matter is scum. The NAACP is scum. When you have Brittany Griner, who looks like Bow Wow with no titties, she looks like a bionic Bow Wow, lighter skinned.
A bionic Bow Wow.
She. When the NAACP gives her and Gabriel Union and punk ass Dwayne Wade, and I wonder,
Ooh-wee.
what did they do to that? Who did somebody rape that boy? I really,
Well, you know,
I really,
there's been some
I
questions
want
about
to
his
ask
previous.
Dwayne Wade, did you hit it? Was
Sir?
it you, brother? Did you boink your son, or did you let a friend do it? We should be asking. Dwayne Wade shouldn't be welcome anywhere. That team he has, nobody should go and buy a ticket until that dude takes that dress off that boy and promises not to cut his dick off. Now, all these black men have bitched about Emmett Till and lynching and folks
Mm-hmm.
getting castrated, and then we celebrate this bitch ass Dwayne Wade and Gabriel Union, who's got shoulders broader than Mike Tyson. I hope she's really a woman. Yeah, I said it. She has broad shoulders and she hasn't had a child yet.
No, I believe she
Okay.
can.
Okay, and like Michelle Obama. Okay, and so we've been these degenerate, Luciferian, Satan worshiping billionaires and others have bought out what you know as black leadership in America. These two guys down in Tennessee. I looked at the other guy. I had a friend at school that was Korean and black, and I
Mm-hmm.
immediately knew that dude was the nigga with the phone with the kente out front.
Yeah, yes,
Okay,
sir. Yes, sir.
he was married to my cousin, and by the way, he tried to throw boiling hot water on his own baby. Yes, he did. His name is Mark
Whoa.
Thompson.
Yes,
He's from
sir.
Washington D.C. Yeah, Matt Sumela. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. He was married to Nicole Short. Real talk.
Wow.
Okay. Nicole was my daddy's baby brother's youngest daughter. I have a picture of Nicole's daddy right here. I'm going to pull it. Real talk.
Wow.
I'm not
Small
lying about
world.
nothing. Hold on. I'm going to show you a picture of dude's former father-in-law. In fact,
Small world, ain't it?
the guy, this one,
Oh,
this one,
wow.
the one with the head on is the father-in-law of the dude. This I'm telling you, this boule shit is
Wow.
real. I ain't talking about some shit I don't know.
I know that's right.
And by the way, that same dude who completely can't stand gay people, but when the money got good, Mark Thompson became a marriage equality advocate, AKA he supported gay marriage, fag marriage, homosexual, sodomite marriage, whatever, right?
Mm.
I mean, if you don't like gay people, but for money, you'll do that. By the way,
Right.
he got ordained at Israel Baptist Church. It's right off of Rhode Island Avenue. It's no more than 5 blocks from my house. Okay.
Wow.
And his ordination got delayed because he got arrested for trying to throw scalding hot water on his own baby and his wife. Yes, I said it.
Whew.
Okay. Yeah,
Woo,
I
that's
said it.
rough.
I don't give. It's what happened.
No
And
doubt.
it got covered up. He got arrested. So his ordination got delayed. I'm not saying all of what happened, but that's the allegation. Or let me say, it was alleged that someone tried to throw boiling hot water on a baby and the mother, and there was some kind of fight. All right. So, and he's done some activism, whatever. But you know, some people remember this was the same guy who was one of the moderators for the Million Man March. I'm not saying that there's not some kind of
Wait, what?
yeah, if you go back to the Million Man March, he was one of the announcers at the Million Man March. Or yes, he was. Him. Pull the
Really?
video up. I'm not lying. I have no reason to lie. I know very much who he is. And I'm not mad at him. I'm only telling the truth. Now, Mark was involved in local DC activism. I think there was some situation where he had a fight at Sirius Radio or something like that, or XM, whatever, and he got fired or let go. I don't know what all of that was about. I'm not here trying to ride him because, but he was on radio. In fact, Dick Gregory helped him. I'm just saying, but you know, this black movement, a lot of people in it, a lot of times it's ego, a lot of times it's for fame, and a lot of times it's not for the people. So look, I think I'm good. I have a gift of gab. But I don't do talks.
Definitely.
I don't do talks all the time, and I'm not fighting to be somebody's leader. If that's what happens, if that's the will of God to be a leader, fine. But the way that you and I talk off the phone, I try to do what I say I'm going to do with you. Yes. And you'll find that'll be consistent. And if anything, if we don't get along, I'll leave you alone. I won't bother you. I won't talk about you. I'll just split.
Right.
And I'll go somewhere else. I'm not mad. I refuse to get into it because, you know, we don't have to all be cool, but we can be civil. We can be respectful. Right. We can do that for each other. So when I see Mark in that picture, which means Mark and them got that open society and other gay money and other, I call homo-fare or fag-fare instead of welfare. See, what happened, my friend, when Obama became president, he had two things. First, you had Bush. Bush's people came in. Actually, no, let's go back some more. First, you had Jimmy Carter. No, let's go back further. First, you had Nixon. They began whacking everything for black people. Then you had Carter whack shit for black people. Then you had Reagan whack shit for black people. Then you had Bush whack stuff for black people. Then you had Clinton. They did something, but they whacked black people. Then Bush came in and they whacked black people again. And then Obama and them came in and they outsourced everything to illegals and gays.
Yes.
And the only way that black people could get anything is to come in under gay.
Right. No doubt.
So that stayed under Obama. Trump came in and those people did not get anything. They wouldn't even ask. Let me just say this to you.
Wow.
That's the one reason why I say to people, black folks need to be in all the political organizations, but still be black people. Do you know Donald Trump would ask the black Republicans, what do black people need from me so they'll support me? And Donald Trump was told by the Republicans, if you see these Republicans on TV, on Fox, they told Donald Trump black people didn't need anything that you didn't give to everybody else.
Wow.
Keep doing what you're doing and you'll help us too. This is what they told Trump.
Wow.
Trump and them still came up with the Platinum Plan without being encouraged by the black people that he trusted. Sit down and think about that. Bigot Donald Trump, so-called bigot Donald Trump, and them still came up with something for black people without being asked. That's crazy.
Great point.
That's crazy. Without being asked, they knew they had to do something.
Wow.
And
why would we give up that leverage?
So what?
I said, why in the hell would we give up that leverage?
No, what leverage? He's president. They could do what they wanted. The people didn't ask. They didn't. The black Republicans, all they talked about was school prayer and abortion. I have a dialogue with the former highest ranking black in the Trump White House.
Wow.
And there was a place where we went and asked for like $1 billion. And in a nutshell, it didn't work out. But the guy said, I got blamed for it. Certain people put out that Randy Short got the Trump administration to not to take $1 billion from black people. This is a lie that's circulating. And it's not true. What happened, you go in July 2020 and ask for $1 billion. You should have gone in 18 months earlier. I remember asking one of the people that told me that I'm responsible for Trump not giving black people $1 billion, saying to them, I know people, let's get something.
Yes.
Get in anything. And they would not do it. And then the last few months of the administration, the campaign, then when it doesn't work out, they blame the one person that basically all I said was, hey, look, if this doesn't work, can we get some of the other things that where the funding is already there? Could it be allocated to our community where we have some say in it?
Right.
I was told I was trashing the $1 billion gift. This really happened. Wow. I'm not going to say names because it would hurt people, but one day I will say who did this and how it happened. And I didn't do anything but say, give us something. And by the way, the person that worked for the White House didn't want to see them anymore. You know who they wanted to meet with? Me.
Wow.
Out of the 9 or 10, 12 black folks. Why? The person said, you seem to be the only person that cared about black people. You didn't ask for a job. You didn't ask for money for yourself. I was talking about black farmers, talking about Section 3 money. This would be for the poorest of black people. And I didn't go in and ask for myself.
And they weren't even used to that.
Well, they're used to grifters trying to get for themselves. Wow. I told them, I came in here under the name of black people. I meant black people. That's black farmers. That's black folks who are being hurt by immigration, or should I say illegal immigration, by black folks. This is what I want to talk to them about. What can be done? I didn't get access to this person until too late. The Republicans blocked people who would really go in and ask. So you had the Democrats, blacks who wouldn't ask until it was too late, and the Republicans that blocked.
Wow.
And so we've got on all sides of this so-called black leadership spectrum, we have traitors. The day that someone's car is set on fire, or a couple of bricks or nigger spray paint, that will begin to shake people up. Stop doing this to the rest of us. I'm not advocating it, but I tell you that shit's very effective. When someone's kids come home crying, mom and dad, they said that you betrayed the black community. They said that you suck white people's dick, and you. I mean, that's the kind of thing that needs to happen with these folks. It's you hurt us, we hurt you.
No doubt.
It's going to come to that because they won't do what's right. You've got a good platform. You're trying to do good. I see you out here. So we join forces. You help you.
Sir.
You know, I can work with Brother Dwight. We work with different people.
Yes, sir.
No one had to tell me to reach out to you.
Mm-mm.
And I'm not trying to mess over you. And it's the same thing for Afro Elite. As long as people treat me decently, and the way I want to be treated, not the way that they think they can treat me, because there are a lot of folks that do stuff like they're mad I wasn't doing interviews when I was on life support. Really. This is real. I'm not going to say who. If they see it, you know who you are. And
wow.
When I told you I was sick, you didn't ask, do you feel better? Your first is, well, when are you going to do? Huh? So no. So yeah, I can just love you dearly, but just keep, right?
Hey, it'd be like that.
No, we have some.
I understand.
We have some very sick people in our community, and the so-called Black conscious community and the B1. That's what hurt the movement before, as people not being very moral or ethical. And by that way, people like those two coons in Tennessee, that dude with the shaggy DA afro, and the other dude that looks like trans Susie Wong
Man.
with the man tan, okay, copper tone complexion. These guys are fake. You saw the dude in hot pink
Yes.
suit that kept stroking the dude's back. It's like they couldn't wait to the after party. Come on. And then the white woman that looked like Skipper from Gilligan's Island with the wig
Hey,
on.
little buddy.
I mean, yeah,
Little buddy.
yeah. And, I mean, just so you have this big white butch. She's bigger than both of them put together.
She is. She towered over both.
And I'm serious. I mean, I'm trying to think, is she like a trans Conan the Barbarian or what? You know, or the unbearded woman? Just there's something wrong with her too. I wouldn't kick her out of the Senate either, because I wouldn't have to fight her later. As big as she is,
Man.
I mean, she's got fists that look like a Thanksgiving ham and shit. Can you imagine her punching you? She could punch you in the next year as big as she is. And imagine what
her in too.
She was huge. I mean, those big arms, man. She could probably win what's that thing? A bench pressing contest with the big arms. If any of that is muscle, it's not all like gelatinous, like fat. Then she's like the bionic womb man. I mean, I put a B in there for her, man. And she's hard looking, man.
Yeah.
Remember that they had those Play-Doh things that you could put Play-Doh in the thing and you could make faces and all. And she looks like one of the monster molds in the face in this lady.
Play-Doh mold.
She does look like a Play-Doh mold, an albino Play-Doh mold. But those guys, they're full of crap. You saw the one, Pearson, is some kind of anarchist attacking people.
Yes.
You can tell. I've seen people like that don't like black folks, but they can't be anything else.
Oh, and I found out something about that too. He wasn't at no Black Lives Matter rally neither. He was out there for the Asian hate. So that's what he was out in the street to tell. It was a group of Asian folks that ended up getting in that altercation, by the way. Hey, but real quick, I was just gonna play. I was gonna play that video that you were talking about the Afro. So for those of y'all who I'm sure you have seen it all around the world, but just to get your feel and get acquainted, but about what we are talking about. Here you go.
To the well. I believe in a division of people who've been ostracized. Coming to the well. I see white folk and black folk. I see queer folk and straight folk. I see rich folk and poor folk coming from the back to the well of Atlantic justice right now. Not tomorrow, but right now. Justice right now. It is this movement that's going to change this country. It's this movement in this moment in time that's going to change the country. And I'm so glad. Oh, I'm so glad. Yes, I'm glad. Oh, I'm glad. Yes, I'm glad. I'm so glad.
It is a celebration, clearly on the steps there in Shelby County, the Shelby County Commission that just again voted back.
I'm so fag. I'm so fag. And I mean, they couldn't wait till the after party, dude. And then the big fat one with the yellow tie, all these bright colors, and his suit's all tight. You know, he reminds me of one of the Wyan brothers as a crooked preacher from In Living Color. Remember, he would play the crooked black minister, and James Carey would play the crooked white minister that was like, I mean, these guys have been watching, they have been watching In Living Color. And unfortunately, it's not in syndication like it should be for people to see. We've seen this all before. Yes. And he's got the djembe drum in the back. And if you heard this dude talking about God being a woman, which is apostasy if you're a Christian, these people are frauds. They're
Thank you.
deviant frauds, moist frauds. And I'm just sick of it. You know, James Baldwin, as I said, he could tell the truth with a white dick in his mouth. They should be able to tell the truth with the black one in theirs. Okay? I'm not asking for much. I'm not asking for people to be heterosexual, although it would be nice. But you should be able to be for what's true, and they're not. This is a sham. We're going to pay for it, and this is all happening on the Boulet's watch. Yes. I bet you all those people up around him were Greek letter or Masonic. I bet you.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And
yes.
It's 100%. It is a Boulet joint.
Mm-hmm.
They're destroying us. And unfortunately, our people's concept of success is we look at certain people, stop looking at what they look like. You need to look at what they are on the inside. And I'm going to make my pitch. Black folks need to get back to God, the one in the Bible. That's right. It's not popular, but look at how fucked up we are right now. Ever since we've gotten too good for the good book, we've been going to shit. And the church, they don't practice it. So don't tell me about the church people. I told you that they were full of shit. Right. We don't have a God. We don't have an army. We don't have a nation. We don't have unity. We could, but we're going to have to agree to what's right and wrong. When you don't have a concept of right and wrong, that's how you can have all these Billy Porters and RuPauls and all these other people out here. And they put these people out in front of us. No other group of people tolerate it. Do you think Latinos don't have gays? Do you think Asians don't have gays? Dalai Lama sticking his tongue out to that little boy, asking to suck on his tongue. You don't think that they don't have gays in the Buddhist community? I'm sure they do. Clearly. But people have an idea of place and context. We're people without any rules, without any morals, without any absolutes. And as a result, we're absolutely fucked.
I agree. I mean, I've seen that in some of this new music that's been coming out.
It's not music.
No, well, I mean, it's in the
trash.
Music. It's definitely trash. It's coming out in the industry, and they're promoting it. And what a lot of people don't understand about these super overly raunchy female lyrics that you're hearing, a lot of that stuff is written by dudes. So you're hearing like, oh, I'm empowered. A lot of that stuff is ghostwritten by dudes. So
a lot of those dudes are gay. You take Donna Summer, Olivia Newton-John. You get a lot of these people. A lot of the songs that are written that women sing, they've always written them.
Yes.
And I would say the same thing. All the men watching porno, the porn movies are made by men for men. It's a queer experience. A man is trying to get to you. A man's trying to turn out another man's. That's why you shouldn't look at porn. Porn, even if it's a man with a woman, even when it's a man and a woman, it doesn't matter. Porn is made by men to entice men. Think about it. And the guy's telling a woman, you like it, slut, and he's slapping her on the side of the face with the penis and thinking that would appeal to a dude. And the dumb guy thinks this is how it's really done. Then he gets a woman and wants to slap her in the face with the penis and wonders why the relationship ends. And she goes to work with these welt marks on her face. And do you want me to call the domestic violence unit? No. You know, this thing is so terrible in Tennessee. It's the same thing in D.C. You got Black Lives Matter painting the street, but black contractors don't get anything in D.C. from our mayor, who many people believe is gay.
Oh yeah, Muriel
Bowser. And that dude up in New York is suspect.
Oh,
and the one in Baltimore is suspect. I mean, there's a picture of him being hugged by Biden. It looks like Biden is reaching for the deep too. I think I have the picture. If you want, I
Wow.
can send it to you.
Yeah, if you could. That's
I mean, these.
Westmore,
Oh,
right?
and no. I mean, he's hugging Biden, but Westmore grabs this tranny from behind like this, like he's going to thrust into him.
Wow.
Well, at least he won't get poop on his chest.
I'll say. Now here's another little clip I want to play real quick. So this is more of the theatrics, and I believe this is from Reuters.
You mean theatrics?
Theatrics down in Nashville. Here it goes. Asheville.
Power to the people.
Justin Pearson, the second of two black Democrat lawmakers that Republicans ousted from the Tennessee State House over gun protests, was sworn back in on Thursday, taking an oath on the state capitol steps after he was reappointed.
We've got news of a resurrection of hope, of a resurrection of justice, of a resurrection of faith, even in Tennessee. And I'm so glad to be fighting with you, to be marching with you, because victory is ours.
Leaving the fanfare of cameras and well-wishers at the ceremony behind, Pearson entered the State House and took a seat.
The fight to end gun violence walked back into the House. The movement that can never die or be expelled walked back into the House. And I am glad that there were representatives like Representative Jones and Representative Johnson to greet us when we walked in.
Pearson, Justin Jones, and Gloria Johnson made up the Tennessee Three. Two young black Democrats expelled, and Johnson, who is white, nearly kicked out after they interrupted a session by calling for gun control on March 30th in the wake of the Covenant school shooting. Johnson told reporters afterward she believed she survived the debacle because she was white.
This is what democracy looks like.
The expulsion of Jones and Pearson for breaking decorum on the House floor spurred protests in Tennessee and grabbed national attention. That included a visit last week by Vice President Kamala Harris, who condemned Republicans for being anti-democratic. Jones was sworn back in on Monday after councillors in his district in Nashville voted unanimously for him to return. The Shelby County Board of Commissioners on Wednesday made a similar decision on Pearson. The pair will stay on as interim state representatives until special elections can be held. State Republicans who hold a supermajority in the Tennessee House say they welcome back any expelled state lawmakers returned by county-level governments if those members follow the legislature's rules.
Okay. I saw a lot of studs in that picture. I felt like a rhinestone cowboy. And just something else. He always has those tight clothes on. And he's always moving around too much. It's unbecoming of a politician. The other thing I would say, I'm looking at that lady, by the way, that white woman. My God,
she's big. She reminds
the only
me
thing
of
that's not big is that that's the poorest showing on titties on a white woman her size I've ever seen. I mean, I don't know if she's had like too many augmentation surgeries. Maybe she and Michael Jackson are related, but them things kind of small. Normally, yeah, I'm serious. I hope that's a woman. Now that I've looked and said, man, I know dudes with bigger men. That dude, Reverend Barber from North Carolina, has bigger titties than she does.
Now, did you notice the Lorraine Motel? Did you realize they were doing a press conference in front of the Lorraine Motel?
Yeah, well, they should have been on the balcony.
I'm surprised they weren't.
No. You missed the point.
No, I got
they're a couple years late.
Right.
And that guy sounds like Jesse Jackass.
Oh,
I mean, it's just all an act. I can do that. Let me see if I can do Jesse Jackson. We're here to Martin Luther King. Let us into the movement. We're here to struggle today across America as our people understanding their power, feeling the streets demanding their rights. We've come too far. We've come from Mississippi to Chicago to New York. I've been feeling some of the women's buttocks as I cross the country. My penis erect. I want to come. I want to come for justice. We want to come for justice. Don't you want to come for justice like Martin Luther King and we did back in the day? The time is now. The time is now for you to touch yourself. How many of you have touched yourself today? Please stand. If you're touching yourself, please stand. If you know someone that has masturbated, please stand. Look at how many people are standing. Give yourself, right? Anybody can do that.
Very true.
I'm good at it. I could be a thug. I could lie and manipulate Black people and play on people's emotions. I understand us. A lot of people see our weakness. They see our stupidity. I'm gonna do it for a second. I'm gonna do it for 1 second. I want to do Farrakhan for 1 minute. 1 second. Those people in Tennessee, those brothers stood up so strong because they knew that they were on the right path. When people are doing the things they're supposed to do in the community to lift up the Black man and woman, right? And so I love that man. God, I love his voice. We can do, I could do Obama too. Him.
Yeah, you might as well.
Can you imagine saying, I had both of them. Those two guys, they came to my room and I just took his shirt off and he was dripping. I just, Michelle, she got us some drinks and we did it. We took care of it. I took care of business because it's about sharing. You got to touch other people. You got to know how to reach the G spot and do it quickly. And I pulled out. It didn't stay too long. We cleaned up. I mean, the sheets had some blood on it, but we cleaned it up. Right? Anyway, we can stop. And anybody can do this stuff. They can be trained. They can be taught. I don't want to manipulate. That's why I say shit that's very harsh to Black folks. Right. That I know people are going to get angry, but I'm not trying to make you like me or follow me or listen. I'm going to tell your ass what I know to be true. If you don't like me, fuck you. But sometimes people hear it and say, you know what? I hate that nigga, but it's true.
Right.
And eventually some people say, you know what? They're telling the truth. It's hard to tell Black people the truth because we like being lied to. We want to believe that Obama was Superman. But I'm just trying to think. The S on his chest stood for sissy. Okay. And we got played. And if Michelle had an M on her chest, it would be for macho. We have to start being real that we must create our own leaders. We need to know who people are. We need to know where they come from. And just because you have some hype or a machine behind you doesn't mean that we want you. They learned that Black people are surface. We're superficial. We're lazy. We are shallow. We don't go too deep. So if it halfway seems or sounds okay, we don't go check any further.
Exactly.
That's why people are dying from fentanyl, man. If it's one of those little bags, shit, I'm going to shoot this shit up. I don't care what's in here. Right? I don't care what's in here, shit. I'm going to get high. I spend my money. I'm going to get fucked up tonight. Right? Right? Yep. You think that fried rat is fried chicken wings in the Chinese store. You don't check. I mean, and anyone that does check, you too critical. And you go to church, they say it's called critical spurt because they don't say spirit. We're too lazy to pronounce the damn language. Well, you got a critical spurt.
Critical spurt.
Yeah, spurt. No, they don't put the R in there. Critical spurt.
Spurt.
And that basically critical spirit means that you ask questions and you're thinking. And Black people don't like thinking. How are you going to get free in an information age by high-tech enemies if you don't think? Dumb fuck
Right.
black man and dumb fuck black woman.
Right.
Dumb fuck
That's
boomers, dumb fuck silent
Ooh-wee.
generation, dumb fuck Xers, dumb fuck Zs, dumb fuck millennials. How are we going to be semi-literate, don't check, don't read, don't like people that read or check? And they got these highly motivated illegals, highly motivated Asians. These people have their kids studying all night long. And if you try to make kids do their work, they got a fat, blabby-faced mom come to school and fight the teacher, and titties so big you wish they had a double mastectomy. Just get out your face because it's like nipple all up in your eye. You can't even see them as they're yelling at you. And she's mad because you want the kids to learn. Why can't you just give them eggs? And I said, well, that's just like asking you, why can't you give your man blowjobs? And I never thought of it that way. It's just, well, I think you should. You really should. I mean, you're supposed to do that. They're supposed to do their damn work. And if they did their damn work, I'm supposed to give them a good grade if they do good work.
Right.
Okay, let's keep going. Questions?
Now, with the with you just hit on something. Immigration.
Disintegration. And it's not immigration. That's not.
Well, it's not.
I said migration. I've been very careful to say illegal migration.
Illegal migration. Look at this real quick. Look at this. Look at this video here.
Are those Jamaicans?
Yes.
Okay, look, brother, that's not immigration. That's illegal migration. And I'm going to go here and I'm going to say something to you. Jamaica is not overpopulated as an island. There are huge parts of Jamaica that don't have any people on it. They're not producing or doing anything on it. They need to. Their government's selling out to the Chinese and everything else. The answer is not to come to America and replace FBA. Black folks who won't fight for a home where they come from know that they can get on white folks' good side and come and fuck over us here. I don't want anybody here that's not from here anymore, unless they come to a legal process. In fact, we have too many people coming to America right now, and I don't care. And it's not my fault if white folks are imperialistic any more than it's my fault that you have traitors, sellout, compromised leaders in the third world that fuck over their own people. Black Americans have to stop paying for the sins of white America and the sins of crooked African leaders and tribalism in Africa and stupid ass poor planning and colorism in Jamaica. Jamaica has enough money. Let me tell you something. The Jamaican government has told Jamaicans in Europe, don't come back to Jamaica because they'll get killed by jealous people there. Even if they try to redevelop, they're not welcome to come back because of the attitude and the spirit. So there's some real fucked up issues with people all over the world, Black. The Caribbean's no exception. So there are issues. And we need to realize that thousands and thousands of people who died all over this country, Black, were murdered by gangs from the Caribbean. They brought drugs in. They didn't reach out. They're not brothers and sisters to us. I'm not saying that we are not related. I have a Jamaican ancestor. I'm not saying, but I think a lot of scam Africanness, because there's nothing pan about it, all means that there's something in it for everybody. If it's just someone comes here, let me tell you, I'm going to just say this for the hell of it. I did a show with Lance Skirvin, And I was saying to Lance Skirvin, there's a reason that we have some of these problems. Lance Skirvin is Jamaican, by the way.
Okay.
And Lance Skirvin basically felt that the Caribbeans that came here that murdered and killed people and committed crimes were justified because they were poor in Jamaica. So I said, so that means poor Black Americans would be justified if they went and killed people in Jamaica or Trinidad or Guyana?
Right.
They're not going to say yes to that. So understand what I'm
I
saying.
bet he did.
There is a hatred of us by certain people in the diaspora. I wish it weren't so. And you don't hear me preaching hate nobody. Notice you're not hearing me say that. Didn't you hear
not
me
at all.
say my great grandpapa is Jamaican? I'm not mad. I'll let people know when we get into these rooms, people talk about heritage. I come straight about having family in the Philippines and other places. So you won't see me going off the path in terms of dealing on Black issues. You see, I'm very clear. I still, no matter what my admixture is or what my extended family is, I'm B1 all the way.
Yes, indeed.
There are other people, they're not like this. They won't tell you what they are. They're hiding, they're faking, and I don't like it.
Right.
I'm not mad at people in Jamaica, but I went to Howard. In fact, the person that removed my tooth the other day is a Jamaican dentist. Quite good. I am not saying my nanny, like my auntie's, Jamaican, Agnes Campbell, love her. I'm not mad at Black people from wherever they are in the world, but the answer to their problems are not to come here and push us out of our spaces. And if you come here, you should join a community. But see, that's our fault too. That's more our fault than it is theirs.
Right.
Again, this is a no good church niggas, no good Black Democrats, no good Black Greek letter organizations like the Gay K Gays that let Kamala in, and it's a bunch of Black studs, a bunch of Black studs that have made Kamala Harris an honorary Black woman, and she's delivered nothing. They deliver nothing. And the founder of the AKAs is a lesbian that had two women at the same time. Real talk. Yes, Lucy Diggs slow, but she wasn't slow with that tongue.
And there's a few of those Greek representatives right there on your screen. You seeing all the different colors, and now notice they're all individual sororities, but they are all representing one agenda:
kill niggas, and just help a few of us screw the rest of y'all. Look, it's like the Nation of Islam has Black people in it, but when it came down to the shots and exemptions, you had to be in the Nation to get a letter from the Nation for the exemption. I'm not mad at them. They're honest. Nation of Islam, you got to join and be a member to get benefits. We give benefits to people who don't deserve it, to have no commitment to us. This is wrong.
I agree.
And it's our fault. If we correct that, other people will change. It is our fault. Stop doing it. You know, I had a person from Africa write and ask me, can you help me out? Can you help me out? Can you help me out? And it's right. And I'm trying to figure out what they're saying. You know, they're asking for like $300. And they didn't, I got them to say, because it's just a little bit. And then, no, what do you mean?
Right.
And they told out, it was $300. And that's just, oh, I don't have that. Nope. Sorry, I can't help you. But they were trying. The assumption is I'm in America. I just have, the average American family doesn't have $400 saved up for a crisis. Why would I have $300 to give your ass in a foreign country where I could never get anything back in return for?
Right.
What the fuck are you thinking? And they think, they see us this way. It's our fault. No, and you know what? And they didn't get shit.
I know that's right.
And when somebody sent me a donation, and please definitely send me a donation. You know, I bought me a cherry tree today. I bought my Bing cherry tree.
All
So
right.
now I will have the Bing cherry tree will pollinate my 2 white cherry trees. You know, the white
Mm-hmm.
trees had to come first. It's America, y'all. Now I got the black cherry to back it up.
Yeah,
It
man.
takes the black cherry to make the white cherry work. And it's interesting, the black
Yeah, man.
cherry tree is self-pollinating. And
Right.
the black tree don't need nothing, but the white tree can't work without a black tree. It
Don't
needs a
that say
Stella
something?
or a black tardian, or it needs a Bing.
That's a
So
hell of a statement.
it is a hell of a statement. Just like Pearlie wouldn't be rich without dumb fuck, weak ass, faggonist Negroes. In fact, can we talk about the scamosphere for a second? I just need to get
Yes.
this off my chest.
Yeah, you can. Go ahead.
You know, I am all, everybody knows I hate feminism, okay? HATE, feminism is evil. It needs to go. It's satanic. It has no place in Black America. It should be destroyed. Period.
I agree.
Period. 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 Feminism is an enemy to the Black families, to the Black unborn, to the Black born, to the Black men, Black women. It's an enemy to Black civilization, to Black religion, to Black spirituality. If you're a feminist, you're an enemy to Black people. If you're a Black woman feminist, you're a weaponized pork chop tramp trying to bring down your people, and you're an enemy to all of us. There's no way you're either a Black woman for Black people, or you're a feminist against Black people. You can't be both. And I said, so I'm a Black man, and we Black men need to put our
Facts.
foot down. And we hate feminists. We can't work with it. Period. So everyone knows I hate feminism, and I hate pork chop feminism, which is ghetto girl feminism. Even if they haven't read the little stupid ass books like the Scum Manifesto, or they don't listen to stupid ass Holly Near, or all the other dumbass Gloria Steinem, Betty Friedan, all these other silly white, often Jewish sluts who have all these stupid subversive ideas to destroy the Black family. And yes, if you're a dumbass Black woman in it, you're an enemy. And you know what? That's the one thing I'll say. The only dispensation I'll give to the manosphere and the passport brothers is if they're marrying women outside of this country to break the back of feminism, I give them a pass. Having said that, there are a lot of men in that manosphere. Y'all punks, you're closet punks, you're closet gays. You want Black men angry with Black women so there'll be more dick for yourselves. I said it. You're miserable. You hate Black people. You hate yourself. A bunch of y'all are into white women. You probably have a white woman that looks like, Bob's Big Boy statue thrown in a dumpster with the dress on. And y'all want to have a cover for being with the women you really want to be with. Y'all really don't have a stand for, y'all don't like other Black folk. And proof of that is that y'all could get behind this bitch Pearlie. Okay, it's inexcusable. I can't work with it. I don't care. I don't respect you. You don't respect yourselves. You're traitors. You're basically the same thing. You're basically faggonist. You're male feminists. You're Black men. You're brother fuckers. You're enemies to the Black community. You hate all Black women when there are a whole bunch of very good, decent Black women. They may be hard to find, but damn it, when you find one, you got a good ass thing going on. There are righteous Black women, good Black women. In fact, smart Black men snatch all the good Black women's asses up early. There's a hell of a competition. Plus, so many whore-ass Black men rip up, abuse, and dog Black women out if they haven't been dogged by Black women first.
Right.
Until half the sisters are embittered because of how we treat them or fail to protect them. Or we constantly lie to them about them being goddesses because they have a vagina. You're not a goddess if you have a vagina. In fact, I hope you have some suppositories to block that shit up on your monthly. You're not a god. But God can use that vagina to bring a baby into this world or make somebody happy. You know that song, Make Someone Happy, just one person happy. Use that to make someone happy. Let it be a man for a change. Okay. All right. But these brothers out here that just have nothing, all Black women aren't bad. Now, I've been giving sisters hell, not because I hate sisters, but I'm disappointed. I'm angry about stuff I see. But as I meet righteous Black women, and they're out here, and they're beginning to step up because Black men have been stepping up. The Kevin Samuels and other people that have been raising hell about good issues. Not that Kevin Samuels is always right,
Right.
But he's
I
you,
understand what you meant.
but
I guess some
just
niggas
this manosphere, they've gone too far and running after a white woman who looks like Bob Hope with autism and a bad wig on. Okay, no, that's not where we need to go. And that woman is, yes, she does look like a young Bob Hope. Or no, she looks like the Alka-Seltzer boy. Remember the Alka-Seltzer thing?
Oh, what a
She,
relief it is!
yeah, she looks like the Alka-Seltzer thing. And why are we behind her? She's
You see your
nothing.
face? No, I was just showing because I'm showing people who you like if they didn't know, but I'm sure they already know who you're talking
No,
about.
they
But
don't. Let me get the Alka-Seltzer.
Alka-Seltzer kid, pearly things. Yeah, she's.
And she hates black men. Here it is.
Looks like she hates the sun too.
She
Yeah,
looks like the thing from Alka-Seltzer.
yeah, she do.
And she gives me gas.
Oh my Lord. Yes.
She looks like the thing off Alka-Seltzer. I mean, and I'm thinking, how could black men go after something that's not even a good logo that they don't use anymore? That's because they couldn't sell this shit.
Yeah. It's pretty sad when you see that many and oh, actually, ooh, wait a minute. Wait, that last picture there, yeah, I think you found one.
Yeah, this is it. This looks like her.
Wow.
She should be the face of X-Lax, because all she does is make me want to shit.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So we have been here. We're working up.
Yeah, it's time to check out. We'll do this again if you want.
Oh my Lord. Absolutely. We absolutely need to. So I have one last question
Sure.
along these lines of and this is something for the people to think about. Of course, this is and we've already prefaced it, nobody's advocating nonviolent or advocating violence.
No, never done that.
But
It has worked on people when they've done it. I
right.
don't want it to happen, but they're going to make it happen by not doing what's right. This is what happens.
So I would ask, my question is, what would you say would be ways of nonviolent consequences or punishment for traitors? Like these, because one thing we haven't done is we haven't separated ourselves from all of these other groups and stuff.
Delineation from coons. Well, ostracism, rejection, shunning people, disfellowshipping. You matter. Part of what happens is, let me tell you something. Lori Lightfoot is an example. People just didn't back this slut. She's out. We need to turn our backs on people. You don't have to hurt them.
Right.
Just stop talking to them. Cut them off. Don't do business. Sisters, don't give your body to a coon. Brothers, don't screw a pork chop. Just like withhold the cooch, withhold the meat. Don't drop any pipe on, a dumbass person. Don't shop where people go. Don't go to their churches. Live a life. The scriptures talk to Christians about be ye separate, touch not the unclean thing, and I'll reclaim you. Live a life away from such people. Don't come around them. A lot of people that are evil, they derive energy and status from people being around them. Imagine if nobody comes around them. Bam. Let me tell you something. For many years, when the Greek letter organizations fell out of favor with Black people during Black Power and the Civil Rights movement era, when Black people didn't have a movement, that filth came back. It came back late 70s, early 80s with a vengeance. But for a while, it wasn't that big because people were ashamed. It wasn't about what Black people needed. And when Black people lost their way, the boule scum came back to the fore. So I have family and other people. I tell niggas that, you need to quit that shit. I don't respect it. Denounce it. Tell people you don't like it. You won't participate in it. I can't go to this. If we were to make people feel ashamed, certain people would stop. These people know it's bullshit. I got a cousin, they in this. And they know it's bullshit. They know it's bullshit. I told them, that's fake ass shit. It's satanic. You got to face God, nigga, for doing this stuff. Why are you still up in that?
Right.
And you know what? They don't usually argue. People get quiet. If nothing else, make people's asses shut up.
For real.
So we have a lot we can do. But disfellowship these people. They shouldn't be popular. They shouldn't be liked. Someone should come to someone and says, you know what? I can't sit next to you. People look at me. They'll look down on me because you're boule. I mean, please quit. None of my friends like me because of you, right? A lot of Negroes do stuff because it's cheap and it's popular and there's no consequences. That's why a lot of Negroes call themselves Christians. They've never given up anything to really say they believe in God. I mean, other than give up their free time for these fake ass bootleg nigga preachers that they follow. But other than that, it's not like, when people have to pay real prices for betraying their people, a lot of folks will come around. Like, can you imagine a dude who's talking to this woman and she's really feeling him? And then he tells her he's Greek and she drops her head and it's over and he can't, the person cut him off and it's going to be just like that. I mean, you can't talk to me over this. That's right. I can't. I won't.
Right.
Quit.
Right.
A lot of people stopped using crack. They said you couldn't quit crack. Right. Remember, people quit using crack not because they didn't like drugs, but because they were made fun of. Crackheads were reviled and jokes and disrespect. Yes. And people who were junkies, stone junkies, hated the revilement that they got.
Right. Right.
So even now, when people use crack, they hide. Crack used to be they do it out in the street. Now crack is still out here, but
you got some new crack right now too.
Yeah, but the crack isn't done in a way it used to be because people look down on it so hard. It doesn't have a good reputation.
Right.
If we were to give cooning and being a traitor to Black people a bad reputation and people stood by it, it would change some people. Does anyone else in the audience have a question before we split?
Hey, Sister Isla, I see you down there.
Is Sister Isla down there?
Yeah, see Sister Isla.
Isla. Oh my God. I love Sister Isla. She's like sort of my East Bayou stand-in.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
She's like my favorite Black Jewess. All of us. Well, I know I have a bunch of we Black folks are he's. So I'm a Black Hebe. That probably, I think we Black people that are part Jewish, we're like white Jews that we get on the majority of people's nerves because we don't fit in. We always do our own shit. Right. I can't help it. I didn't know I was a Hebe. I learned. So I'm a Black matzo ball and proud of it.
No doubt.
Black matzo ball.
Black matzo ball. I appreciate that, brother. And appreciate you again for hanging out with us this evening and having this conversation and sharing your perspective on all these different aspects of what we're seeing down here in Nashville, which, like, in my opinion,
Nashville.
was just a big old Jubilee. You know what I'm saying? This was a big...
Well, I have to say this. Nashville, the Black people are being gentrified out. There are all kinds of things that are off in Nashville. And they're talking about this gun issue. And yet they're covering up for that drag queen male that shot all those people. And, there's just been an explosion of what I would call Homo-terrorism. Even like that gay dude up in Massachusetts, you know, that guy that gave those secrets away. He's probably messing with a
Yeah, yeah,
high-ranking
yeah, yeah,
officer.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that dude looked all moist, and he's mad at black men. Now, all these white men together hating on black men, that shit's gay.
And notice
Uh,
they're of the LGBTQ, but they have these real real hardcore anti-black views.
yeah, well, if you had a Vienna sausage sized dick and you were told you were Superman, you'd be bitter too. Okay. So when you look at this guy that they arrested, what he looks like,
Yeah.
what's her name? Wait. What's um and it's the thing, is trying to remember the names. There was an actress. Remember Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Oh, not Audrey Hepburn. That ain't Audrey Hepburn.
No, it's not Audrey Hepburn. Hold on, let me get the name. I'm gonna pull it up right now because it's Audrey. It's close to that. Hold on, let me get Breakfast at Tiffany's.
I'm trying to think of who that is.
Breakfast Audrey. It's Audrey. It is Audrey Hepburn.
Okay,
That dude looks like Audrey Hepburn. He looks like a trans Audrey Hepburn.
I can kind of see that.
Yes, he does.
He kind of reminds me of Winona Ryder. That's what I. So yeah, I see the relative.
So, yeah, he looks like, and so something's wrong with him, and he's probably descended of Portuguese people that were killing black folks in Africa that moved to Massachusetts when Angola and Cape Verde and Guinea-Bissau and Salazar, the little racist dictator, got taken down in 75. A lot of these Portuguese folk who hate black people moved to New England. Okay, I'm just saying. But you see this, and then the little gay white dude that shot up all the people in the bank in Louisville.
Yes, indeed.
You 25 years old, you 6'4", and you don't got a girlfriend, and you're an ex-jock, and you got a male roommate, and you talk to him more than your mama, and you talking about CTE. It's not CTE that damaged your brain. It's probably some nut up there that's blocking your neuron. We need to understand that it's not normal, and you can't legislate a rectum into a vagina. It was never going to happen.
No.
And no matter how good it feels, you can't have a baby out of it. And all the Dookie in the world will never be one live baby. Okay. And all the common Dookie in the world will not make a live baby. And all the carpet in the world won't become suitable floss to sell in the store, nor will it be good for your digestive tract or your gut bacteria, lady. The best way is to be man and woman. If you can't get a man or woman, wait until one comes along. If you can't get one, be friends. At least meet someone like Isla. Meet someone like, just talk to someone of the opposite sex that you can get along with. Until God sends you somebody. And all this whoring, all this screwing and abuse and garbage out here, it's nasty. Yes, Negroes, you need God. We need Jesus. The last time black people were making any progress, we were more God-fearing. The more wicked, the more we've gotten into witchcraft, Luciferianism, and all this stuff, we've just gone to hell. We can't afford to be totally degenerate as a people and face the racist onslaught and genocide that's coming after us. I rest my case.
I totally agree. And once again, I appreciate you, Dr. Short.
Okay.
And we will be talking again. We will have to do this again because after the last time I was like, you gotta have him back on. So
right. Well, we'll come back. We gotta get you. We need to see you with 2,000 subscribers. And I tell you what, we have to partner. I want to do something with my channel, and then I'm gonna have to do, what is it, Rumble, because YouTube hates me. YouTube.
Yes, indeed. I see they just gave academics a contract, so Rumble might have to be the alternative. I know some people over there, and I know they get a bad rap, but hey, what can you do? So I appreciate you once again, brother. And again, let everybody know where they can find you and where they can, and you have books as well. So let everybody know that information as
Oh,
well
okay. Well,
before we
it's
get
real
to that one.
simple. If you look for Randy Short, you'll find me. But I have 2 books, and God forbid I need to work on some more. But there's a nice one, Spartacus, the real Cory Booker. It's on Amazon. Slavery's Mastery. It's on Amazon. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Facebook. I have to work on that. They've got me jammed, but I'm Randy Lancaster Short, Randy Short, Dr. Randy Lancaster Short. Wow. I'm in Instagram under Dr. Randy Short, and there's so trust me, if you Google me, you'll find me. Email for me is wrandyshort@gmail.com, which is also my PayPal for folks who like to do donations there. My Cash App is Dr. Randy Short. I love that because I'm gardening now, and I was just telling you, I got a cherry tree. I need to get 2 pomegranate trees, 2 pear trees, 2 peach trees, 2 plum trees. So I want my own little teeny backyard farm and everybody needs to buy stuff because they're going to mess with food and money and everything else. Let me see. HollisMedia.net is my publisher. I'm working on a new show called The Short Report soon. I have a publication called The People Report. God willing, we'll have this launched. We've had some issues. And you can find videos. Dwan B has videos I've done. I have my own chapter. Sea Buster. I think I have a Sea Buster, but don't worry about that. We'll get to that later. But the most important thing is email me is a good way to be in touch. And more stuff is coming. Lots more is coming. Lots more is coming. So, for those people who are religious, we have a little fellowship where we get together via Zoom. If you're you're a real Black Christian, and you know that this whole God thing is real, and you know that Negroes are godless and they need, my group is called Salvation and Liberation, because our souls aren't saved. And if you liberate someone and their head isn't together, like gay liberation, look at what happens. Liberation without a moral, ethical, godly framework is a spiritual death. So reach out to me, wrandyshort@gmail.com. And if you want to bless, please do that. And for all those who pray, this is my Sabbath. We absolutely want to revamp my book club. Once I do that, I have all the books. I mean, I got tons of books. I think I was reading to you, Brother Beatzilla, the 2 books on, here they go, on how these people are trying to rationalize gayness in Africa. I was reading to you about the little drag queens in Senegal. And
Yes, indeed.
wasn't that nasty?
That was crazy.
Yeah, but no, I mean, the Bible says all the world lies in wickedness. And Afrocentrics who don't speak out against trans or any of this other stuff say the stuff isn't in African. Africans say it is. Okay, I'm not fighting for it to be there, but hey, why do I care about who has come in the ass in Africa when I don't have food in my belly in America? Why are we responsible for everybody Black in this world and we don't take care of home? You hear me? Okay, so if they want to reach me, they can reach out to Beatzilla. Please join this channel.
Yes,
this man needs 2,000 subscribers. I think he has 1,500. He's picked up a few. I hope I did a little part of that. I hope people who like me checked it out. And I'll come over here a little bit and work to see him get to 2,000. And then he can turn on me like the other people do. And I'll just help someone else's channel. But but we'll do that. Okay. But I won't be mad at him. It's sort of like churches. You get a musician to come and build up the church. Then the pastor said, he's too famous. I got to get rid of him. I'll get him. I'll get the person that can only play 1 chord on the piano, but at least everybody knows me. But anyway, good night. Good night. God bless everybody. Yes, and I hope I can give Iva a call. I haven't spoken to her in a couple of days.
Yes,
White man, Iva.
And Dr. Short, real quick, we got one question that my brother Black Alpha Network asked. He asked, what was the real reason Kamala was in Africa? If you wanted to answer that real quick before we go.
It's very simple. Kamala Harris's mission in Africa is to advance the eugenics agenda. Africa has too many people. They need a large number of Africans to die. They thought COVID would do it, but they didn't do their research thoroughly. COVID, they thought, would kill large numbers of Africans. If you recall, in 2019, they were saying COVID was going to kill large. Africans don't have sanitation. They can't wash their hands. Africans would die. And Africa wasn't impacted at all. Africa was booming during COVID.
Right.
So, in fact, they forced African countries to take the vaccine so some of the people would die. Wow. You have to understand that the United States, since 1965, has had a commitment to reduce the population of Black Africa by as much as a third. We need to do a show on that, Brother Afro Elite, and I'd be happy to talk about it. So there's a mission to reduce that. And so Kamala Harris is there to promote abortion, homosexuality, and birth control. And what most people need to understand, 10 years ago, under Hillary Clinton and Ofaga, the president that you niggas voted for, Black people, every country in sub-Saharan Africa has the Depo shot as a platform drug for family planning.
Wow.
Depo causes heart attack, stroke, diabetes, suicide, birth defects, osteoporosis.
Right.
I mean, it is a genocide drug, and that is a drug that Kamala Harris and Obama and Biden have pushed on Africans. On top of that, it destroys a woman's libido. So a lot of women end up becoming dykes because they don't want to have sex. It creates problems. Can you imagine being married? You had a highly sexed woman, you're screwing 3 times a week. Then all of a sudden you don't get no ass. I mean, like months go by, and the motherfucker want to go to Red Lobster every other day and shit. And you haven't been to Red Lobster all week. So it promotes violence and shit in the home. It causes sterility. It does a lot of stuff. It's a genocide drug. This is the #1 drug that the United States sends to all of Africa. It is to kill off Africans. This country is murdering Africans. They're murdering the unborn. Because there are not enough abortions taking place, there's not enough. They're promoting homosexuality. They're doing whatever. I believe Kamala Harris is bisexual, okay? I can't prove it, but I went to Howard with her. A lot of the girls she went to Howard with, none of them married. All these women are still single. Go figure. And if you look at Kamala Harris's husband, I'm telling you, I think Twinkies have less cream filling than he does. So look at how moist he is. Come on. I mean, it doesn't look real. I mean, that guy he reminds me of, what's his name? Paul Pelosi, the one who had the wine glass in his hand with the dude with the hammer in his drawers. I mean, let's just be honest about this stuff.
That didn't make any sense, neither.
It did make sense. It meant he had some rough trade and it went wrong. Just like the guy with CashApp. You picked up some dude, he was your IPO in bed. He wanted you to back his business thing. He felt his blowjob would be collateral to get an investment in his company, and he stabbed him when it didn't happen. That's what I think happened. I told people that was some gay shit. Gay. And notice they haven't put the suspect's picture out that far. Let me tell you something. I worked in media, news media. In the news, they airbrush the gay lifestyle.
Yes.
I've had a lot of gay friends and family. I do not hate people on sexual. If I like you, brother, I've never met you, but I like you. So I talk to you. Okay, and I'm not trying to get a date or anything. I just like you. I like Afro Elite. I like what he's doing. It's just not a sex thing. Right. I happen to I like Iva. Now, they got a lot of kids and also no Iva, but you're cute. I'm teasing. No, she's going to get me on the phone for that. Look. The gay lifestyle is dangerous. It's deadly. There's a book called Body Count, y'all. Body Count. It's a book about a white gay dude and all the drugs and fighting and how he got raped by a dude, boned him in the behind, who gave him a cheap rent on the apartment. The gay lifestyle is violent. It's cruel. Think about it. Men and women fight. Now, what do you think two dudes gonna do? You know
Right.
how when a woman makes you mad, you don't think to swing first? When a dude makes you mad, the first thing you think to do is swing. So you put two dudes together, and men fight. I mean, men fight. Gay men fight all the time the same way dykes fight all the time. Studs, I mean, it's like rock'em sock'em robots with dildos. I mean, it just is. A women fight all the time. There's lots of violence. There's lots of murder. There's lots of suicide, drugs, alcoholism, and depression in the gay life. It is a miserable life. I am not saying all gays do it, but there's wherever you have this gay stuff, you've got violence, you got fighting. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I know someone right now, gay. They hide and they don't speak to me because they don't want me to criticize. I don't even say much to them about it, but they complain. They get a man and the guy wants to beat them when they're screwing them, want to hit them and all this. But dude, you shouldn't be screwing a man. You want romance, get a woman. But they're gonna try to fit a round peg in the square hole, and that's basically what they're doing. The gay life is rough. It is not easy, and I'm not making fun of anyone.
No, that's real
There's
talk.
a lot of suicide. There's a lot of cruelty.
Real talk.
There are a lot of people out there that just want to hang around guys and get raped, get dick drugged, get beaten up. I mean, they just, they might just be a chummy type dude that like me. Or some of these girls just want some lady friends and get raped. Wow. It happens. It's the gay life is not. It's not full of diamonds and pearls. It's rough. We're being lied to. It's being airbrushed. When murders and rapes and killings take place, when a gay person gets killed, like that man got stabbed over CashApp, they said no motive. If it's a man and a woman, or if a woman has a man in her life, they always think they have a motive when it's a man and a woman.
Right.
You always have these murders when they're gay. No forced entry, and that person knew the person. That because they have an agreement with the gay community not to make homosexuals look bad. I know a gay activist here in the city. Gay people don't even report crimes that happen to keep the crime rate low in their areas. So they look like they're law abiding and there are no problems. And it's bullshit. Gay folks have drama. There's a conspiracy to make this something that it is not.
That's crazy. Well,
that's satanic, and that's why I said yes. God does real. Yeah, you must be born again, Negroes. Y'all need to get saved from sin, and they're trying to make all this stuff apply to everybody. And there's a pornography. All this stuff is linked up. When you get with that, that's a crazy spirit. It's wanton. It's difficult. I don't hate nobody. I've seen beloved friends that just insisted that they had to do that and watch people get destroyed. And you couldn't tell them, hey, man, you matter to me. Don't go off into that. And they got pride. And then when they're in a wheelchair or walk or they're sick, and they don't want anyone to know. Like a lot of black folks go to Jackson, Mississippi to die when they're gay. They go to small towns down south to hide so no one can see them dying because of the pride. The pride that when I was young and my body was hot and I'm screwing everybody and this, that, and the other. And then when this thing comes and gets them, they don't want people to see all that dick sucking came to haunt them, all that carpet munching. If you're not looking, people, there's been an explosion in black women murdering black women in this country, black women shooting women and children. They're gay. No one brings that up because they're trying to make this gay thing normal. As I said to a gay activist, if men and women have problems, why can't same-sex couples have problems too?
Exactly.
But see, they can't do it because you'll find out, look, up to a third of the domestic violence in this country is done woman on woman. You won't hear that because that would say, wow, that's a hell of a lot of violence, which means that a small number of women are almost more violent than the entire population of men in the country, as much as men get a rap for being violent against women.
Damn.
We're being lied to. We're being lied to. Are all gay people violent? No, I got gay neighbors on both sides of this house. Okay, I mean, and the men seem to get along better than the women. I haven't heard any fighting, anything. I'm glad, but you know what? There's a gay house behind me, and the gay dude that would be very nice to me, but would never speak to my mother, tried to get the street trade from the OGs in the neighborhood, and they played them and stole all this shit. They had to move out. See, they wanted to. They had some gay jungle fever, and they caught up with them. Okay, they got ghetto COVID for their jungle fever.
Damn.
So I'm just saying to you, Kamala and the others, you need to understand that Kamala Harris is continuing what Barack Obama did back in 2014, exactly 9 years ago. Barack Obama had an African Leaders Summit where all the African leaders were welcome with the exception of 2 countries. Nigeria wasn't welcome, which is the most populous country in Africa with the biggest economy with 300 or 400 million people. But the president of Nigeria didn't support gay rights or abortion, so he wasn't welcome. The way that you please America is that you're willing to kill babies and advance the LGBTQ agenda.
Right.
People need to understand that South Africa gets so much respect, but South Africa is the first country in the world to make homosexuality constitutionally protected. It's a possibility that Mandela himself was bisexual. A possibility, a strong one. I'm just saying. The capital of homosexuality in sub-Saharan Africa is Cape Town. And so we need to start understanding, just deal with Africa as what it is and understand that Kamala Harris and these other people are promoting filth. Kamala Harris traveled to Africa with Amos Brown, that no good nigga preacher from Mississippi, who's a pastor of Third Baptist Church in San Francisco. And he's a gay affirming pastor. He's no damn good. And his wife, she has a murder mystery mug and a clinically depressed bust line. Titties hang down and shit. Look, they probably not doing nothing. They old anyway. That's who they went over there with. This was a movement to promote homosexuality. And much to my regret, friends, Obama's moving to Kenya in June, I believe, to promote homosexuality in Kenya. There's now all kinds of money being poured into Uganda, Tanzania, and Kenya. I got a text message today from a girlfriend of mine. All these gay activists are being funded by America, the Rockefeller, the Population Council. They are funding broke-ass Africans who don't want to live on $1 a day. You can become gay and get paid. In South Africa, if you're hungry, if you claim to be gay, the government will pay you. There's cities like Washington, D.C., where you will get some sort of a check monthly if you're gay. Just say you're gay and they'll give you money.
Wow.
So basically, just lie about it. Say you suck dick. Say you're a dick sucker, they'll give you a check. Just say it. Like you said, you got vaccinated. This is what they're doing. This is what's happening to Africa. I believe that they're going to try to stage a coup against the government of Uganda. The new U.S. ambassador to Tanzania is my first cousin. I pray to God, but I suspect he's there to promote the gay agenda. I'm very sad. He used to be president of ITC, which is a sister school to none other than gay-ass Morehouse. Okay, and you heard that Morehouse is now taking trans. All this stuff is just, it's sad. So he was down in Atlanta, and I'm just saying to you, Obama and all of them are moving to promote, they're going to try to force homosexuality. They want more. You have to understand, the enslavement of Black people, the main way to enslave a people is morally, ethically, and spiritually, which is why many of you don't believe in God. You don't have any form of religion. They've got you primed to destroy you. Okay, that's why I talk about Jesus. I don't care if he's white. In fact, if he's Black, you wouldn't respect him. And if he's white, you probably would because you think he had more to give you. We need God. Our ancestors had God. We prayed. We believed there was something to protect us from these people who hate our guts and to protect us from our scum traitors in our ranks. We need God. So all of y'all out there, you don't believe in nothing formally, or you're into some kind of dumb fuck witchcraft. If witchcraft was so powerful and so great, these African gods, why can't it get Arabs, Asians, and white folks off of Africans' backs? Why can't it get their asses together? And why is the only main progress that's occurred for Africa come from people that are Christian? Same thing for Black Americans. And the Nation of Islam is more a cult of Christianity than it is of Islam, if you know anything about it. So I'll just deal with that shit too. So, yep, they're there to promote degeneracy. If they can break down those countries morally, if they can get them, in fact, Uganda had so many people die of AIDS, the African population was supposed to settle out at about 600 to 700 million. Right now, Africa has 3 times, if not 4 times that number. The more Africans there are, the more Africans need their own resources. The more they need their own resources, the higher prices that they're going to be able to demand from the world. So they want the African population low so they can take the resources and not pay for it. That's what this is about. In fact, the more niggas there are, the more people you may have to fight when they wake up on you. This empire is going down. This empire rose on the backs, the broken, whipped, lynched backs of our people. The other thing you need to understand is the United States government and the late 60s, early 70s issued 2 national security memorandums, 199 and 200. If you're interested, email me, wrandyshort@gmail.com, and I will send you the national security memorandums where the United States government does not want there to be too much population. I need to get this book. Give me 1 second so I can show y'all, because this is not my imagination.
Wow. Yes, indeed. And we're going to have to do another broadcast where y'all can come back and ask some questions. We're going to have to do one of those. Ask the doc. Ask Dr. Short. We might have to do one of those broadcasts here in the future. Yes, indeed. Because if I would have known, I would have actually, I was thinking about that, but if I have a longer time next time, I'll just plan to do that and bring the doctor on, and we'll just go with y'all with your questions. We might even do a call in and just make it a call in from the jump. So either that or, we'll bring you up some kind of way. We will work that out and make that happen. Yes. Yep, it's about them resources. Yes, indeed, to you. Yes, indeed. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm back. I just got this book, and this just came. That's what I spent. So that's what I asked people for donations. I just tried it. You see the title of this book?
Adventures of Epidemiology?
Yes. World Population Crisis Resolution, Taking Contraceptives to the World's Poor.
Wow.
This white doctor here is Ravenholt. He's a Nazi. Ravenholt convinced President Johnson that they needed to reduce the Black population significantly for America's global strategic interest to be preserved. He started taking defective contraceptives to Africa in the 60s. So they take the birth control pills, like high-dose birth control pills cause cancer. So you know which birth control pills they send to Africa? High dose. IUDs, Dowcon shields, whatever's no longer used in the United States gets dumped over in Africa. This guy's name is Remert Thalrolf Ravenholt.
Wow.
Look at this. I mean, I'm going to hold it up for people. Get a good look at it. I'll hold it up close. This book you can get on online. And they will go to places and stick an IUD in a girl, and you need a doctor to pull it out, but if there are no doctors and she's permanently sterilized, so they'll go and put IUDs in 100 girls and disappear. And none of those girls can have kids. This is what they do. This is what they do.
Wow.
A Depo is not supposed to be given to kids, to young women, until they're at least 18, 19 years old. They start giving it to girls in Africa when they're 7, 8, 9. So they never fully develop.
What the? Wow, that's insane.
They even do this. They do this in America too. And by the way, let me just bring this home. why I talk so badly about those bitches in the Congressional Black Caucus. Every single solitary Black female elected official in America that gets money from Emily's List, and that's in the entire Congressional Black Caucus, including Kamala Harris, get paid to promote homosexuality, eugenics, abortion, LGBTQ, and abortion. All of them. That's the bread and butter money that Black female politicians, Democrats get when they run for Congress.
Right.
Stacey Abrams got money from them. All of them do. They fund Black women in Congress to wipe out Black people, and they fund the Black weak-ass men as well.
Right.
Black Lives Matter works with Planned Parenthood. All of them work to eliminate Black people. The Population Council, all these people, now they're promoting homosexuality because they know of the diseases. They know that anal sex is deadly. They know that anal sex is a major vector for disease spreading. So they're promoting it. They're celebrating fruit Buddhism to Black kids. This is to wipe us out. This is genocide. But they can say, we didn't make them fuck each other in the ass. It was a choice. They were born that way. And so, yeah, you'll believe in God once you recognize the government set up planning to get people to fuck each other in the ass so they'll die.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
Yes,
mean, I do.
yes,
I pray. I mean, these people have made me turn to God.
No doubt. But Dr. Short, we got to run. We got to run. I know I'll let you run all night. We'll be here till midnight. Get this
No,
book,
I'm going to stop here. I hope I answered his question. So we can talk about eugenics. You got to have my cousin Elaine Riddick on your show, the one that got sterilized when she was 14, and they hacked her up so she'd bleed to death, and she survived. She's still alive in her 60s, but got raped when she was 13, had a baby when she was 14. They gave her bad sterilization, and they have whole things to make certain they don't want Black folks having kids. They want us all gay. I'm going to be straight just to tell white supremacists to go to hell. If I was a faggot, I'm going to be straight just to resist white supremacy. For all y'all out there who say that you love being Black, well, be straight because the system wants you to be a queen or a king if you're like King Latifah. Be a woman and a man for real. Let me let you go.
I gotta go.
Right.
I got to go. So bye, Dr. Short. Thank you, Dr. Short. We got to go. We got to get on out of here. I got things to do. I'm behind over the clock. So let me get on out of here. Once again, thank y'all to everybody that tuned in tonight. Thank my guest, Dr. Randy Short, for letting us get it in. We got it in tonight, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. And we will be doing this again and taking more of your questions for the doctor later. Now, with that being said, Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall and let us rise. Can you dig it? Please follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. Follow me or you can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. That's ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to put something in the bucket and want to support this broadcast channel, you can do so by way of CashApp. That is $beatzillapdx at CashApp. That is $beatzillapdx. And of course, we also have PayPal, and that is Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. And with that being said, family, gotta run, gotta go, because I got things to do. So y'all have a blessed weekend. Stay safe, stay Black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, Black first, Black first. Shalom, y'all.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yeah. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.
Yeah.